All right, I hope that this is working. Yeah, good day to you. I've been recently pretty excited about some of the possibilities with Spring AI, and I've dabbled. I've been playing with this for a while, but before Spring AI, it was really hard to do the types of things that I wanted to do. I've got kids, and I built a project in the past, and now I've just kind of revisited this project, and I just want to show you how easy it is. So let's get started. I'm going to show you something that I built on one of the other streams. Hello, my parents are always watching, so when you say hello, like, tell us where you're from. My parents get a kick out of that. Mom, Dad, I love you. My mom and dad are always watching. So here's what we're doing. What I've done in the past is I had a little Raspberry Pi device looking something like this, a little camera on it, and I throw it into my kids' room. And it's going to take some pictures, or I can ask it for a picture of the room. So I built that, and let's take a look. I think that's here. Let's run it. W Spring. Spring dashboard. Sorry, it's early. And it's just going to take a picture. It's using OpenCV, Open Computer Vision, and I'm using the Java CV, which is a wrapper around it, and it's just going to take a picture. So it's going to look at device 0. Here, it's grabbing, using OpenCV to grab an image from device 0. So if I run this, I'm going to hit the capture endpoint here, and it's going to grab a picture. And it's just going to grab the picture that we're using. It's the same camera, but it's able to grab an image from that same camera while we're doing the stream. So let's just look. Localhost 8080 capture. This is the easy part. This is already done. We know that this works. So it took a little snapshot, and then there, like, that's just the picture of me, on the same camera. Like, fantastic. That's working. But that is also running right now in my child's room. It's in one of my child's room, and it's early. Like, they're still sleeping, and it's set up. It's looking. So now, like, what does that do? Like, it's looking down at the room, and it's going to tell me, is their room clean or not? Because we're going to use Spring AI. So here's what we're doing. That part works. I just showed it to you. So let's stop this local one, and let's scoot over to this other project. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to here, I said, hey, this is the computer that it's running on. That's satellite. And I used the HTTP interface connector to build my client. So here I'm going to say, hey, go and do this stuff. My client looks like this. Just go and hit that capture endpoint and bring me back a byte array. And with that byte array, so there's just my setup. With that byte array, what I want to do is, I want to capture that byte array. When I do the check, I want to capture that byte array. And then I want to talk to the AI. I want to say, hey, AI, is this room clean? Why or why not? And I'm going to send it that byte array. So I'm simply asking the AI, hey, is that room clean or not? And in the response, I'm saying, hey, just give me the answer and give me a Boolean value that I can work with. Oh, let me see this. It says, hello, everyone. You might like Java, ML, Lego, DevOps, E. I need to, Simon, thank you so much for being here. I need to check that out. This is cool. Just that title that definitely interests me. All of these Raspberry Pis behind me, they are built inside of Legos, and we're just kind of exploring. All of these AI use cases have gotten so much easier to do, and this is just one example. This is a fun one. I've been talking about it for years, but it's so much easier now. So let's see, this one says, or the Lego sorting one, GitHub. Let's see, I'm glad that I put these up here, so now I can go back and look. This is fun. This says, I was following your steps until get a picture. Sorry, let's go back. So here's where I created a client. That's just it's a web client under the covers. But I set it up by using this interface so that, yeah, Spring does all the connecting for me. I don't have to do a lot of work. That's from here. Let's go and show you where that is. Oops, I close it. It's a simpler way of making clients. If I go to Spring.io and I go to my projects, we're going to Spring Framework. We're going to learn, because that's what we're trying to do. We're all trying to learn. And I want this HTTP interface. Where am I looking? Oops. Interface. Where is it? I want the... Yeah. Here's what we're doing. HTTP interface to set up the client. So all I have to do is kind of say, hey, here's what my endpoint looks like. Describe what type of exchange it's going to be. And then down here, I'm going to implement that. And I'm going to let Spring handle all the connecting. So the only thing that I've got to define is that interface and then build it. So that's what I've done. Maybe that's the question that you had. Hot hello from Texas. Thank you so much for being here. It's a cool day, and I'm going to try to make this quick. So hopefully that answered the question on how I did the image. So there's a service back there that's running on another computer, satellite in this case, right? It's running on that other computer. And what we're doing here in this clean checker service is we're saying, hey, go get the current image from that other machine, right? And this is a trivial, like funny story to tell. But the idea here is we've got devices, and we're going to have all of these edge cases, Spring Boot, running on all of these devices, on radio towers, on buildings, on farms, in forests. And we're going to ask those images. We're going to be able to take those images and then do some things with them, right? So, I've got a farm that's 2 hours from civilization. I don't want to have to drive out there to make changes. Wouldn't it be nice if I could have Spring Boot running on a small device, and I'd have some sensors like a camera, right? Or a temperature sensor. And I could say, hey, turn the heat on, turn the AC on, shut off the lights, close the windows, whatever it is. And in my case, all I'm saying is my kid's room clean? So the picture, the device is looking at my kid's room, taking a picture. I don't need to do it on there. In this case, I'm asking for the current picture, and I'm gonna do the analysis here. So hopefully that makes sense. This is what I'm doing. And right now I'm set up to use OpenAI, but I'm gonna make a switch. I don't wanna send pictures of my kid's room to OpenAI. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this to Ollama. I wanna run it locally. Let's make sure that I'm running Ollama locally, and hopefully this will go fast. Let's go Docker Ollama. And I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna use the lava. So what I'm gonna do down here is, instead of saying Llama 3, I'm gonna do, hey, let me make sure that I have, let me grab a shell, or I can do it down here. Let me make sure that I have Lava 3 model running locally. I have Ollama running. I want Lava. Let's make sure that I have that running. I hope that I do. If not, it'll take a couple minutes to download. Oh, it's running. So perfect. So we've got Lava, which has that visual interface in it. So I can close this and it'll still be running. So now, let me go grab my other configs. I'm gonna just look at the docs, and we're gonna see, hey, like, what do we need to do here for Ollama? We're chat model API. We're gonna go down here to Ollama, and we're gonna look at the properties that we need. And we need Ollama chat enabled. True, yes, we need the chat options model. Ollama chat options model. Ollama, we don't need this. Chat options model, we want Lava. Boom, boom. Lava. We're gonna change, I'm gonna change my starter, because right now my starter says, hey, I'm talking to OpenAI. I want Ollama. That's all I need to do. The rest of the code doesn't need to change. This is another benefit of Spring AI, just Spring in general. providing these beautiful abstractions so we can switch between the back ends. All I need to understand is Spring, and I can use Mistral, I can use Bedrock, I can use OpenAI, I can use Lava, and I can keep it local. So now, I think I've made all the changes. I've given all the defaults I think are gonna work for what I've got running locally. And look at this. Kasira says, we already do something similar at work on a much larger scale. We use it for managing things like maintenance and sanitation staff, right? Hooray for having to work out how to work things in a way that don't bring legal down. Yes, right? These are cases that already exist out in the world. One of the fun ways to think about this is the Spring team. When you, the world, you've done some things and you're doing it and you're getting a lot of value out of it, the Spring team sees, oh, I see what you're doing, and I see that you're doing it over here at company A, and I see that they're doing it over here at company M, and they're like, oh, I see the similarities, and then we build the abstractions. That's what that's what the Spring team does. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Mark. That's what they do. They build those abstractions in so we can do fun stuff like this. So let's take it for a spin. Am I missing anything? Let's take it for a spin. So I think that we've done all that we need. What I expect is that this is gonna run and it's gonna call that other computer that's in my son's room, Java Grunt Jr. And, oh, this is a good question. Hello, what is Ollama? And yesterday, my friend Edu, he said it best. Let me just go here. He said it best. Where did he say it? He said, come on, where is it? It was just yesterday. Right here. He said, imagine Docker, how you just go and grab a container and it runs it. Imagine Docker, but for models, for LLM models. That's Ollama. So what I did, I have Lava, right? It has a bunch, just like Docker Hub, has a bunch of containers that you can run. Ollama has a bunch of models that it can pull down and run. And I wanted to do I wanted to do visualization. What did I have to put in there to do that? But I'm using Lava 3. Let's go down here. I'm using Lava. But I also have like Llama 3 running and all on my same instance on my laptop. So I've got an LLM running on this machine. In this case, it's Lava because it has this vision encoder. And that's what it does. But I also have Llama 3, I believe, is running there. And the thing is, these models are coming out all the time. There's a new one every other week. If you're watching Twitter or LinkedIn, you're seeing there's a new one all the time. So thank goodness we have Spring AI because I can adopt those new ones. I can start to do my own analysis between those different models. Yo, I'm not used to this, but are you streaming in 2 channels? I'm streaming in multiple channels. Here at Coffee Software, I'm streaming my friend, my teammate, he's the wind beneath my wings, Josh Long. We're sharing this channel and we're doing it here because this is where we want to have all the good content. We want this to be the place where you go when you're trying to get to production and you want to know how to do that. We're going to show you all the cheat codes, and that's what we do here. So we're here. We're on the Twitch streams. Twitch is where I'm working through the details. I like to just stream. I like to do things in the open, and that's my way of kind of connecting and saying, hey, like I just want to hang out with you. Let's work together, and we'll do stuff. But yeah, it's also on LinkedIn. It's on Twitter. It's on all the channels. Yes. And here's a comment. I found Ollama to be very slow when running in Docker. Absolutely, that's okay. It's okay. When I go to production, I'll switch it. I don't have a GPU here, but I have an LLM here. I can do things like this. So yeah, yes, Josh, my friend, he's amazing. He is a great dude. I'm here because of him. He's a great dude. So now I've got Lava running. I think we're ready to go. We're up and running. Let's see what happens. So now let's go and ask localhost 8080 and check was the endpoint. Let's ask it like, hey, it's going to go and get a picture from that satellite, and then it's going to ask the local model, which I haven't done this before. It's going to ask, I haven't done it with Lava, I did it with OpenAI. It's going to ask Lava, which, so now it's really slow. You're seeing that now this is slow and it's taking a while because it's asking my local LLM. And there's no GPU there. And it's going to take a while, but guess what? For this use case, I don't need it to go fast. I don't need millisecond response time. Because what this use case is, right, the next step is, if my kid's room is not clean, I shut off their VLAN. JavaGun Jr.'s, all of his devices are on the same VLAN. And if his room's not clean, his VLAN is going to get turned off. So I've structured the output of this answer to give me a true false value. Inside of the answer, let's go back and look. I said, give me that image analysis, and I want you to put it in the form of the answer and a Boolean, is it clean or not? So that's the answer that I'm going to get back. This is taking a while. I've never done this before. I didn't expect it to take this long, but that's okay. Because if his room's clean, sweet, his stuff gets turned on. If it's not clean, it gets turned off. And I don't have to do this like all the time. It's not streaming. I'm going to ask it, and I think I'm going to ask it 2 or 3 times a day. I was thinking 3 times a day. But that's the whole thing. This is taking a while. So we might run into a timeout. That's okay. But let's see. Let's see. This is just an awkward pause. And we'll see. Let me go back and see if I missed any questions. I love to hear that you're using AI at work. Hello, howdy. Let us know where you're joining from. That's awesome. Simon's here. I hope I answered Miguel's question. Oh, and from Poland. Thank you so much. Welcome. Welcome. Oh, and from Morocco, we're doing stuff. Valencia, man, how did I get so lucky? So this is still going. I expect that it's working. Let's go look at our logs. Like, it looks like it's going. But again, this is local. This is one of those trade-offs. I could switch it back and we could go to AI just to kind of show it works, but I want to do it locally. I don't want to send pictures of my kids' rooms out into the space. Okay, let's see what happens. So I'm assuming that we ran into a timeout of some sort. But let's see. All right, it said, could not parse the given text. Okay, the room is not, so, oh, what did I do? So something happened here, but look, it says the room is not clean as it appears to be messy with items scattered around and a person laying in the bed. I definitely don't want that image going out into the ether. But you want to know what's cool is the OpenAI model that I ran against my room, and I think I can show that. Right, when I was doing this, I did it on the stream the other day. I was going through the examples, and I took a picture of. That's what's behind me, right over there. That's the picture. You can see the Mortal Kombat. Yeah, when I got back on the trip. But this is where I started, and the answers are deep and really, really cool. But yeah, this is where we are. So that's all I wanted to do. I had a couple minutes. I wanted to figure out why is this, why is it not parsing? Because it looks like it's doing it proper. So I might have found a bug. And in that case, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna switch back. No. I'm gonna leave it. No, I'm gonna switch back. We're gonna do this. We're gonna switch back. We're gonna go, hey, let's send it to OpenAI. I am gonna send a picture of a child in bed. No, I'm not. I thought about it and I'm not. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stop here. The cool thing is I got the answer. I wanna understand why it didn't parse properly. Actually, I can just do this to show. Let's do it like this. Let's change it from string. And instead of parsing that entity like I was doing, let's just make sure I can get the content. And it's going to take a long time again. We're just going to run it again. That's okay. Because I think I might have found a bug because it worked previously. So the only thing that we've changed is that starter. So let's just try this again. I want to just show you that it's working. The structured format of the output, we're telling the prompt, I want you to stuff it into this object. And maybe that's where we messed up. So, this is a question that I hear a lot. Richard says, I was running integration tests with test containers and Ollama, and when I noticed how slow it was, I switched to WireMock for IT tests to do semi-IT. The whole how do I test the results that are coming out of my Ollama, out of my models? And this is a question that we're all gonna have. And one of the things that I learned last week is I can use different models. In my integration tests, I've got GPUs, I've got options, and I will put those GPUs into my path to reduction so that I can do these things. But how do I still validate these non-deterministic answers? Like I don't get a true or false. How do I validate these things? And one of the cool approaches that I'm hearing a lot of is you take that response, and then the response that we just saw was like, hey, it's not clean, there's a person in the bed and there's stuff on the floor. And I send it back and I can ask the same model or a different model, does this description match this image? And just to validate, did I get a good result or was it an hallucination? So we're gonna rerun this again. I just wanna show the output. And it might take a while. We're gonna check it again. Again, we're in that check. It's gonna go and take a picture of my kid's room. It's gonna grab those bytes and it's gonna send those bytes to a local LLM. I'm running the Lava model. And the Lava model is a little old, right? There might be a better local option. The next one I wanna try, which I just came across, is there's a Lava that's based on Llama 3. So, and there's this one as well. So I'm gonna try this one next and we'll see. We'll see what works. But we're running this again. We did the check and we're just gonna wait. And I only have a minute, I have to leave. So hopefully we get a response back. But I just wanted this to be short. I wanted to show you here's something we can do. And it doesn't take much code at all. That's the cool thing, is I can do these things without much code at all. And you can too. Spring AI makes it easy. Spring AI is still early access. We have a milestone release. I'm using the 1.0 milestone 1 today, and you can too, and I would love to hear how it's going for you. Richard says, best part about all this, these are solvable problems. There will be people driven to find scalable, proper solutions, and in the interim, we can work around them. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see if we can get a result before I have to jump. I'm gonna queue up my other meeting because I do not want to upset my boss. I want to keep my job. I love my job. I love what I do. So, tick tock, tick tock. It's spinning. Thank you for hanging out for a little bit. But I just want to see this result, and as soon as this result is done, then we'll end it, and you'll have to tune in later to see what we do next. But all I want is a result, and I'm here. We're gonna see a result, hopefully. It's running locally, and it doesn't matter that it's taking a long time for me, especially for this use case. I'm gonna get a result. Thanks for doing this session, and keep it up. Yeah, Josh, yes. Thank you so much for being here. Your feedback matters, and I appreciate it a lot. There it is. The room in the image appears to be quite messy, which would indicate it is not clean. There are clothes scattered on the floor, and the bed pillows are disheveled, and the items are like a teddy bear in a backpack that seems out of place. This space is cluttered and in need of tidying up. So there it is. Thank you so much for your time. I got to get over to my meeting, but tune in. Click the like, click the subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Take care.